Hey, we recording? Yes, we are. Okay. This is like my fourth attempt to do this, so I'm going to make it short and sweet. My battery keeps dying, I run out of room, so I think this is a keeper here. So let's do this. I just want to do another quick update of the greenhouse. It's been about a week, so let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you my raised beds afterwards too. I have two new beds for fall plants. Start here with the carrots. So you can see they're looking nice and bushy. These are the purple carrots. They are pretty cool. I grew some in solo cups in the basement this spring, and they are tasty. Beans. This is my one bean plant. This is older growth here, but this is all new. This came after I pulled the radishes. I replaced the radishes with basil here. So these are probably, at least 2 seedlings in each little spot. My daughter actually planted these for me, so I was pretty happy. We have a couple over here we put into, and just some random ones that came up out of my mishap here. I planted some things there and they never really came up because I messed the soil up. Not a big deal. But you can see here we have catnip getting bigger. The chard is it's a fast grower. I like it a lot. It does really well. And I just ate some of this not too long ago, and it's already grown back quite a ways. You can see this leaf here. It's a pretty good size. It's probably, I harvested everything that was probably bigger than this little guy right here, and this has already grown that big since then. This is only 3 or 4 nights ago. So the chard's looking good. I've got the yellow, the red. There's a white one in here somewhere. You can see here the cilantro plant's really gotten nice and tall, bushy. I keep expecting it to bolt, but it hasn't. It keeps putting out new regular growth. That might be the starts there. I don't know for sure. By the way, I think I'm going to harvest it soon and make some fresh salsa. Come back over here real quick so you can see if I stand back. Tomatoes are doing really well. The edge of this wood right here is 6 feet tall from the ground. So you can see, we're right there. This one is at least 6 feet tall. So they're doing really well. Lots of tomatoes popping in. You can see these little ones here, some bigger ones back there. Nice ones down here. These aren't very big. These are just little cherry tomatoes. These will be yellow. These are called lemon drops. Got some even down there, back there. These are the red velvets next door. There's some back in here. So it's pretty thick. What I did was tied up all of the tomato plants with string, just up into the rafters here, all the way down. So it seems to be working really well. They were starting to flop over on my chard down here, so I needed to take care of them. I trimmed out a lot of the lower leaves too, so I can actually see the bottoms of the plants. You can see there, cleared a lot out. So this is the velvet, really cool looking plant. Everything's healthy, good color. Pretty decent sized leaves. No real problems, I don't think. Very happy. Let's go on to the German pink here. So this one you can see also looks really nice. This is my bigger tomato. If I duck down here for a second, you can see the German pink. It's a little fatter tomato. This one's pretty cool looking. It's got all the heirloom quality ugliness to it. And then this one coming in here is going to be a nice little beautiful one, I think. Doesn't matter to me either way. It's going to taste delicious. Back here we have a group of 3 going. They're looking pretty good. And just little ones coming in all over the place, and flowers all over. So I'm happy with this plant. There's a lot more down here, back there. So I think we're going to have quite the harvest of German pinks. Here next we've got a lemon drop that kind of blends in to the next plant over, which is a moonglow. This is the moonglow here. They're a fairly similar plant, leaf-wise. I don't know exactly what this leaf type is called, but it's got these little nodules here on the bottom. Same thing with the moonglow. One of you tomato experts can probably help me out with that. Next over we have the black cherry. Big giant leaves coming in on this guy. But it's just starting to give me some tomatoes. These are actually, from pictures I've been seeing, bigger than I expected. I thought them to be more cherry sized, but I think they're a touch bigger than that. Back in the corner, putting off flowers, is the Italian heirloom. Really slender leaf structure. You can see those there. It's kind of a cool looking plant. It always seems like it's a little floppy too. See that? That's just the way it's been since I've started growing seedlings. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I could do differently. They seem, everything else seems happy, so I'm just gathering that that's how those plants grow. Down here we have a pretty interesting pepper plant. This was supposed to be a bell, but as you can see here, I picked one of these the other day. They taste like a bell, but they don't look like a bell. I think the seeds that I bought were cross-pollinated with a jalapeno or something like that. So I've got a lot of these little guys growing in here. But it's a pretty plant still, I like it. I'll use these just like I would bell peppers. I'm going to let these ones get a little more ripe than I did the last one to see what happens. I'm thinking maybe they'll get a bit of heat to them. We'll see. Here's the pimento pepper. Getting bigger. This guy's pretty cool looking. These will get bright red when they're done. Here's my other velvet red tomato. This one has fruit everywhere. It's ridiculous. You can see back here, tons of tomatoes. Tomatoes back there. Tomatoes here, here, all along here. If I go to this side over here, you can see those down there. Some up there. Right here, a bunch of little ones. So it's pretty prolific. Over here we have the Boxcar Willie. Big leaves on this one. Nice healthy looking. This is starting to flower. They seem to be a little bit of more of a late flowering tomato. A lot of my other ones that already have started setting fruit are doing a lot more flowering so far. It's fine. I still have time, but we'll see how it goes. So those are the Boxcar Willies. You can see also looking pretty happy. Nothing wrong with that. Over here we have German pink with tons of flowers on it. This down here is another moonglow, and I even have a pretty decent sized little tomato coming in on that one. Back in the corner is a lemon drop, so that has little tomatoes on it too. It's a pretty weak looking little plant. That's fine. This is my only Dester. It's getting pretty floppy. I need to tie it up. You can see it's getting fairly tall. It's in a cage and it never really got really thick stems on it. That's alright. These were actually not the nicest looking plants when I planted them, and they all seem to be doing pretty well so far, so I'm just happy to get anything. Down here you can see my golden squash in the container. Got a few new ones coming in down there. It's a pretty plant. I don't really know what to think about the speckles on the leaves, but both of this type of plant that I have has these, and they seem to go away. You can see here these other leaves don't really seem to have it as much, and they did before, so maybe the compost tea is taking care of that. I don't know. Over here you can see these are the, whoa, gotta back up, that's a big leaf. These are the green zucchinis. Really big leaves on these, looking healthy. Pretty happy with these little cucumbers making a comeback. I thought they were goners, but you can see there's a little cucumber and new leaf growth coming off of these, so I think I might just get cucumbers this year. I brought these in from the basement and they were not happy at the time. The other one's over here, and you can see these are new. These are doing really well. I even have a little cucumber coming in down there. So I might just get some cucumbers this year, which will be cool. You know, lots of squash, pretty much all the way down this edge of the bed. What bed, you say? I know it looks ridiculous. This is all just stuff in containers down the middle, but this is supposed to be a walkway here. But it's pretty much just solid plants through there. So I have, you know, the big zucchini squashes in here. Back there, just more tomatoes with pretty much the same varieties I've told you about. But getting nice and tall. Let me duck down here. You can kind of get a better idea of what's going on height-wise. It's a little moon glow tomato there, coming off of this plant that I thought had no chance to survive whatsoever. So that's going to be a nice yellow tomato. Pretty happy with that. And these ones here, you can kind of get an idea of how tall they are. Looking really nice. So that's essentially the greenhouse. Kale still pumping out like crazy. I just trimmed all of these back to leaves about this size 3 or 4 days ago, and I already have, you know, big giant leaves ready to harvest again already. This is one thing I will always grow because it's good for you. It grows like crazy. I've eaten a ton of kale this year. Chard also is a good one if you like greens. I just harvested this at the same time. You can see down there quite a few of the stalks are cut off. It's because I keep eating it. So we like the greens. Let me take you to the raised beds real quick. This is getting long. I thought I'd do a video so you guys could just kind of see up close what's going on. These are little peas. I built this trellis so they can grow up. They'll probably get taller than the trellis, but I'll figure something else out. And 6 different types of lettuce. This is red velvet, Amish deer tongue. I just got them all done up in rows here. Flame lettuce, a little smaller. This is called crisp mint lettuce. Vornschluss, it's German speckled leaf lettuce. These are really good, kind of mild. This is bronze arrowhead. I think this one has a little more of a bitter taste to it. You can mix it in lightly with your salad. Kale. All my new little starts. Chard. Each of these clusters came from one seed. So if you're planting chard, if you don't know, you'll get multiple plants out of one seed because it has little pods in it, I think. Here's some spinach. Looking decent. We had a nice thunder and lightning storm last night, so everything got a good drink. These over here we have in bed number 2, Jersey Wakefield cabbage. This is a prize bok choy. Cherry bell radish. These are French breakfast radish. These were sent from Kale Menard. Thank you, Kale. Celery here. These celeries, I believe, are kind of a late, not a late, what am I trying to say? I think they're something that I would have to plant earlier in the spring. They, oh, there's a little worm. This soil is nice and healthy. This is all manure, composted manure here, so you can see it's really nice looking stuff. It's all sifted too, so there's no big rocks or anything in there. Very proud of it. So I don't expect celery this year, but I just kind of wanted to see what it was like to germinate. It did really well. These are multiple plants. So, you know, next spring I'll know what to do. I'll start those early. And I should get some by the end of the summer. Supposedly they do really well here in our climate. Parsnips. Rutabaga. turnips. Hey, sorry about that. I was doing the video and it cut me off because I ran out of space. So let's continue here where I left off. So this one here I was about to show you is the Romanesco broccoli. These are the cool geometric shaped looking broccolis, I believe. I don't know, maybe that's a cauliflower I'm thinking of. We'll see what it is. This one here, no, I think I'm right. I think those are the neat looking ones. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is regular broccoli. And last we have cauliflower here. Now these are all really tightly packed together. If it gets to be an issue, I think what I'm going to do is just clear out the best ones. And we'll see what happens. So one last thing I wanted to show you over here. I've begun building kind of in my third bed here a box to cover some squash and some pumpkin plants that I have from Esther. So let me just kind of show you how this works. I don't have all the sides sealed in yet, but I put hinges here on the top. So for access, I can just open this up. So I'll have the ability to get in there and pick things out and water and whatnot. It's not a very big space for a squash plant or pumpkins, but would you like to demonstrate how this works? Be careful. Show us how it closes. Don't let it fall on you. Whoa! I'll have to teach you how to do that. You can snap your fingers off. Anyhow, I guess since we have a new fresh video here, let's continue the tour. We'll just go for 20 minutes. Why not? You guys don't have anything better to do you? I'm sure you do. But just in case anybody's interested, here's a strawberry update. Like I said, we had a good rain last night, so they look like they're pretty happy today. And this is what they look like. This is that same soil. Really good stuff. Nice and dark. It does a pretty good job of retaining moisture too. It's nice and smooth and does really good. Really good nitrogen content in it too. I did some samples. Here's the other side. So even though you might see pictures where it looks really dry, usually if you just dig down, it's got some pretty good moisture in it. So I think the plants are going to stay healthy. I don't have to water them too often. And heck, let's go. I'll ignore all my kids' toys. All my projects. Let's go look at the raspberries. So they're looking really good. I think they enjoyed the rain too. You can see there we've got some new blossoms coming in. Stand next to that plant, dude. So they're pretty good size. Hopefully they'll keep getting better every year. And there's my sad rhubarb that never wants to grow. It's actually done better this year than last year, if you can believe it. And the sunflowers. One more sunflower update. Stand next to him. I can barely fit these things in the camera anymore. Go into the middle. So you can see they're pretty tall. This variety of sunflower isn't supposed to be this tall, and you can see the leaves aren't gigantic. And what's interesting as well is it's growing multiple heads. So you can see this one here has a nice head on it. And we also have, I don't know if I can show you, but there's another one coming in right below it. In each of these pits here, there's another head. And a lot of them are like that, so we got to be getting lots of sunflower heads. Yeah, this one here is definitely taller than me now. Looks like that one had a little bit of bug damage, but it'll be fine. So there they are. It's about bedtime, isn't it? Little wild guy. There they are. Anyhow, we'll talk to you guys later. Take another peek. Oh, here's delphiniums. I think a couple of these might actually flower. I know I've been saying that I didn't expect them to flower this year, but here they are. Shouldn't be anything spectacular, but not bad for the first year. I started these from seed. Here's a different angle on the greenhouse. Kind of peek in there. Alright guys, have a good morning, night, whatever it's going to be when you get this. I'll see you later.